What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video. Hopefully, you guys can hear me because the mic is a little shaky. So we'll see if hopefully everything works well. But if you guys can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Anyways, Lakers Thunder today, pregame, guys. Game day. Let's get it. Best in the West. Feeling extremely good. I'm gonna wait till the room fills up. Let you guys know why I'm feeling even better today. Extremely excited. Again, if you guys can hear me, drop a thumbs up in the comment section, and I'll make sure because the mic was tripping a little bit. So, well, hopefully everything's all good, man. Lakers about to take on these Thunder. Now, the Thunder are another good team in the West. They've surprised a lot of teams this year. So, no Dwight tonight. Yes, that was the update I was going to do. So, no Dwight. Definitely no Dwight. However, it's cool. I mean, we can rest a couple of players. We're best in the West. So, it doesn't matter. Oh, shout out to you guys for the thumbs up. Appreciate you. We're the best in the West, so we can afford to tinker with the lineups, do all kinds of stuff. Obviously, we're still trying to keep our winning habits and win the game, so nothing lost there. But all in all, I got to say, very proud of this team. Now, I was waiting for the chat to get filled up because I'm going to talk my stuff. I got to talk crap, right? The Clippers lost to the Phoenix Suns, by the way. Shout out to Devin Booker, man. Congratulations, man. The young Mamba pretty much graduating. You got to love it, man. He hit that shot over that double team, the quote-unquote best perimeter defense in the league. Cut it out. No more. I don't want to hear that stuff anymore. They are now 1-2, and we're 2-1. Yet somehow the analysts, especially Skip Bayless, I'm coming after you today because he mentioned how they still were impressive in a loss. Like, come on, man. Take your L like a man. Take your L's like a champ. But the Clippers, man, you love to see it. They're struggling big time. And the Lakers are not. I mean, we're thriving. We're best in the West, and we continue to get better. But you got to love it. Booker at the buzzer. And the West is extremely stacked. So you can kind of see that the Clippers have a good chance of falling to the third slot where they could face potentially either Dallas, Houston, or one of those good teams, man. So I really hope, man. I really hope that the Clippers fall and they face a team that could potentially eliminate them in the first round, because then I'm going to be laughing my ass off. I'm going to have to drop a video if the Clippers get eliminated in the first round. And I don't drop videos for the Clippers, but this is different. This is a troll video I'm going to have to drop because I just love to see them fail. But anyways, back to the Lakers. We face the Thunder, and ex-Clipper Chris Paul, he's been on a tear, man. This guy, Chris Paul's been killing it. What's up, Kevin? What's up, everybody? Welcome to live stream. Chris Paul's been terrorizing the league since he came into it. And he's still, I don't know, how old is he? 33, 34, 35? I don't know. Lost count. But he's terrorizing the league still. And he has a Thunder. What are they? They're either in fourth or third. I'd have to check. I'd have to check the standings again. But they're up there, man. And nobody, not even myself included, expected the Thunder, after trading away Russell Westbrook, to be having this much success. So shout out to them for that. Now, this is going to be a tough game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a stud. And I'm going to tell you that the Clippers really messed up trading a future star player for washed up Paul George, who probably has 2 good years in him. So that's all I'm saying. All I'm going to say is that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the truth, man. He's the future of point guards. He's a playmaker, a scorer, and he's a good defender. So he has a whole package. So let's watch out for him and Chris Paul. That's another tandem we got to watch out for because, as you know, we struggle, staying in front of guards. So that's the main focus for tonight's game. We got to really make sure that we come out sharp because, yes, we are the best in the West, but any team can surprise us on any given night. So, again, the Thunder overachieving this year, and we got to make sure we put them back in their place. But I got to tell you, respect for Steven Adams, one of the best big men in the game, man. He doesn't get enough props. Very underrated and super classy. So much love to him, the Aquaman of the NBA. And, we're going to have to make sure we keep him off the glass because he's very pesky. Very, very pesky, that Steven Adams. But all in all, how y'all feeling today, man? Best in the West, we got nothing to lose, really. If anything, we could tinker with some lineups, maybe give some more minutes to Markieff Morris, or maybe, play a little bit more of JR. I don't know. I think now's the time. If Frank Vogel wants to see what the rookies can do, now would be the time. Because obviously we locked up the West and we want to limit LeBron James and Anthony Davis numbers. I expect Bron and AD to play maybe 2.5 quarters, maybe 3, and then sit out the rest in total. Now, maybe they play a little bit in the first, a little bit in the second, and then they play more in the second half. I don't know what Frank's going to do with those minutes, but I don't expect them to go hard and play a whole 36, 37 minutes because, again, remember, now that we locked up the West, Health is the number one thing. He said, how's the fan Dan really enjoying these bubble games? What about you? They've been great. And by the way, the family's doing good. Thank you for asking, brother. I appreciate you. How are your family doing? Hopefully good as well. Yeah, hey, these games have been spectacular. I'm telling you, the NBA has done a spectacular, sensational job of making sure everybody's healthy. Again, nobody has tested positive. Again, they just ran the test this morning, and the test came back negative. So that's really, really good. Now, I got to tell you, these games have been exciting. They've already at playoff atmosphere. They're already next level games, guys. I know you guys are enjoying these games. A lot of buzzer beaters, a lot of last minute, last second games, a lot of OT games so far. And I've definitely been playing some DraftKings and some FanDuel. By the way, if you guys want to play for free, follow me on Twitter and I'll give you guys the link for FanDuel. They're giving away $10 free right now. I'm not sponsored, just looking out for the Laker fan. Jameson Mesa, my guy. Thank you so much, brother. He said, a belated Lakers first place clinch, so hype. Let's freaking go. I'm going to say freaking because I'm going to keep it rated G. But thank you so much, bro. I appreciate your donation, man. Early today, already with the donations. Appreciate you. He said, turns out Lou was throwing bands in Atlantic City. Of course, man. Nobody goes there just for the wings. We all know what's up. Come on now. He said, Dan is a go. Oh, I appreciate you, big baby. How you doing, brother? He said, Dion, the GOAT, is about to cook dinner for everybody tonight. That's what's up, man. Team chemistry. Building that team chemistry. He said, hey, Dan, PG will leave the Clippers. I believe so. You know, this guy's a snake. He's somebody who he pledges his loyalty to, you know, all the teams, and then eventually he requests a trade behind the scenes. So that's what he did to the Thunder. I don't expect him to play out his contract with the Clippers, especially when he realizes what a trash organization that is. Big baby. He said, keep doing good work, G. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Likewise, brother. Likewise. We see you, man. You're on the map. He said, Philly Chiefs going for 15 tonight. Yeah, I expect these guys to get more minutes. Our role players, like I said, we want to limit AD and LeBron with the West locked up. I say the max we give them is 25 to 30, and I still think that's high, but that's the max. If they want to play, obviously they're competitors, and if they want to stay in the game, Frank Vogel is going to oblige. They've earned the right. So it's going to depend on them. But if I'm Frank, I'm just trying to, to limit. He said, Dan, Dudley, the GOAT, is going to step up in Dwight's absence, calling it now. This is an opportunity for somebody like Devontae Kaycock to play, maybe some more Marquise Morris. This is just an opportunity for somebody else to step up, for sure. Salute to you too, bro. I appreciate you. Gideon. Hopefully I said the name right. He said, why are Laker fans scared of the Blazers and Rockets? Laker fans? That sounds like a lot of people. No, man. Laker fan, maybe one or two. But real Laker fans ain't scared of nobody, man. We ain't never scared, bro. You know what's up. I've been saying that I want to face the best of the best. That way we're battle tested for when we actually get a true test in the finals. Because, even in the Western Conference Finals, if the Nuggets or the Rockets or somebody like that makes it, who are going to try to push us to our limit, then I want to be battle tested. So, yeah, I'd rather face Portland. They're going to be tough. Make no mistake. Anytime you're going up against a superstar like Damian Lillard, all-stars like CJ McCollum, and has been all-stars like Carmelo Anthony, who, by the way, shout out to him, has been hooping. Anytime you face a team like that, who also has size with guys like Hassan Whiteside and Nurkic, who's a hooper as well, people forget Joseph Nurkic is back, and he's putting up numbers. You don't believe me? Pick him up in fantasy draft. I'm telling you, he's been making me money, guys, on fantasy draft on FanDuel and DraftKings. And Joseph Nurkic is a real deal. He does it all. He could rebound, score in the paint, pass, everything, man. So that team is dangerous. However, they're not dangerous enough to beat us in a 7-game series. We're the most dangerous team in the league. So I'm not worried about anybody. Bring it on. Bring it on. And by the way, right now it looks like it's going to be the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round, because with the unfortunate injury to Jaren Jackson, I don't see how the Memphis Grizzlies, even if they go into that little mini tournament for the AC, I don't see how they can advance. So, yep. He said, Dwight is out with knee soreness. Yes, we updated that a little bit earlier in the video. He's going to be out, which is fine. Knee soreness is nothing major. If this was a playoff game, he would play. I promise you that. But you got to be as precautious as possible and make sure that we get to the playoffs 100%. You know, it's sad. It's sad that Memphis, though. I want to talk a little bit more about Jaren Jackson. That kid, man, he has a bright future. You know, prayers up for him. Hopefully he recovers soon. Wish him a speedy recovery. John Morant and Jaren Jackson and Dylan Brooks. That's going to be a nice little tandem for years to come in the West. I said it last video, and I'll say it again. So I don't expect them to make it, obviously, for obvious reasons. The injury, that's a huge blow. But the West, no matter who we face, is going to be a small test for sure. He said Dame Dollar is going to make the Lakers work. Absolutely, especially with the absence of Avery Bradley. Watch out for that. I can see him going off a couple of games. And hopefully he doesn't decide any games. But yeah, I can see it. I can see it, man. Damian is going to be that guy. But anytime you have the best big man in the NBA and Anthony Davis, shout out to him. And the best small forward in the game in LeBron James, shout out to him. I have no fear, man. I fear no evil, see no evil. Let's run through the West like Reggie Bush in USC. We're just gonna run through everybody, man. He said, if we get the Grizzlies first round, it's barbecue chicken. That's for sure, Jonathan. But I'm not sure that's a blessing because you want to be well prepared for the second round, which is where the real competition is going to start. So I'd rather face a battle-tested team, somebody who's going to bring their A game and make us stay on edge, right? You want to be on edge in the playoffs. That way you don't relax and take any games off, because once you start developing that lackadaisical mentality, it becomes a problem and you start building bad habits for the next round that you're going to have to correct quickly because it's the playoffs and every single game matters. He said, don't forget when AD sweep the Blazers without Cousins. Anthony Davis, man. Again, we don't give him enough. We don't give him enough credit. Hugo said, Dan, how do I get $10 on FanDuel? I got a link for you, man. Follow me on Twitter, and as soon as I'm done with that video, just message me and I'll send you the link, bro. And not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping myself. Well, I'm addicted to FanDuel and DraftKings, so you'd be giving me a free $10 as well, so I'd appreciate that. He said, Dame isn't a bad rapper. Oh, Damian Lillard is a very respectable rapper, man. Dame Dollar is dope. If y'all haven't heard his album, it was lit, bro. Like, I didn't think, like, obviously, you know, anybody can do anything, but you don't think somebody who just focuses on basketball on their free time could actually master a whole nother craft. So that's impressive by Dame. Heck yeah. He said, Dan, the Flipper fans can't take the hate. They are as sensitive as KD. Ooh, that's a good comparison, Max. I think I like that. Yes, they are as sensitive as KD. But however, there's a difference between KD and Clipper fans. KD actually has talent, so there's that. He said, with Dwight Howard out tonight, do you think that guys off the bench who get an average number of rebounds by the amount of minutes he plays to get some run tonight? Wait, I was confused by that question, James. Can you rephrase that? He said, with Dwight out of our bench tonight, do you think that guy off the bench who gets an average number of minutes by the amount of minutes he plays gets some run tonight? What guy are you talking about? I'm kind of confused. I'm sorry. You left me a little baffled there. That was like a 3-part trick question. Can you rephrase it for me? What guy are we talking about, man? He said LeBron is sensitive too. LeBron is sensitive too? Oh, my goodness. Look, man. LeBron has thick skin because he takes the most criticism than any athlete I've seen in a while. Let's be 100. Even I myself used to criticize him before he came to the Lakers. So I'm keeping it $150. I'm telling you right now, LeBron James has a thick skin. Think about it. He gets criticized by Skip Bayless, ESPN, Fox Sports, everybody. Even when he wins the West and he says something like, you know, this is definitely something for me to be proud of, he gets criticized for saying he's proud of that. Like, he should always say team or something. It's always something they're nitpicking. Only the GOATs, only the best of the best can shoulder that type of burden. And that's why LeBron gets criticized. That's why Kobe used to get criticized. That's why Jordan, the best of the best always get the most criticism because they're held to a higher standard. So they're used to that. They got to stay disciplined, though. Then I expect big minutes for Dion and JR, maybe Markieff. Me too. And let's see. This could be one of those games that if it gets out of hand early either way, hopefully in our favor, you know, we may be able to see Talon Horton-Tucker or Kaycock or somebody play some spare minutes here and there. So I'm hoping for that. I want to see those guys hopefully continue to try to prove themselves to coach. He said, and AD has a ring? And KD has a ring? Okay, yeah, KD is good. Nobody say he's not good. However, he is very sensitive. Nobody's speaking anything other than facts right here. You know, he has a burner account on Twitter. I don't even have a burner account on Twitter, man. I just hit the block button when people get on my nerves. That's it. He said, Dan, I want LeBron's jumper to come alive by playoff time. I think he's still stuck in second gear right now. He's in cruise control. Wait till he ramps it up, man. I really think LeBron has a whole another 2 to 3 gears to go up. And he's saving it. Remember, at his age, he has to save it, man, because you don't want to waste all your juice here in the regular season and then get to the playoffs, injured or hurt or banged up or nothing like that. So, at his age, he definitely has to be smart about when he ramps it up. So I'm very happy with his production. LeBron James has made a believer out of even the ones who hated on him when he came to LA. I told you guys to embrace him from the moment he came here because he was going to win championships. But, even those that were hating on him, I remember I used to talk at work with a couple of fellas, a couple of gentlemen that were being immature. They were like, LeBron will never be a Laker, blah, bitty, blah, bitty, blah. I think those were more Kobe fans than Laker fans. And I've always told you guys, it's better to be a Laker fan because you embrace anything that comes here that helps your team. That's how it should be. But, I get their opinion, I guess, but not really, because as soon as he joined the Lakers, he was a Laker through and through, man. Only the Lakers can land a legend like that and make him a part of the family. Other teams, sometimes they land a superstar and they don't really incorporate him into the franchise, or, he never really wins anything for them. But when the Lakers land somebody like Will Chamberlain, who didn't start with the Lakers, started in Philadelphia, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who didn't start with the Lakers, started in Milwaukee, or, Shaquille O'Neal, who didn't start with the Lakers, started in Orlando, they become Lakers, man. It's a part of the history. You win here, you're endeared forever, for life. And LeBron has a special place in my heart because he was our savior when we no longer were competitive. He was the first superstar that had the cojones to take the responsibility on of lifting such a great franchise like the Lakers, because it comes with a lot of pressure, man. Not everybody can handle it. Look at Brook Lopez. He came here from Brooklyn, and he was basically trash for us, right? And then he goes to Milwaukee, small market, good. So many players can't handle playing here, but not King James. King James not only handled playing here, but he was the first one to come here when nobody else wanted to because they were too scared. They didn't want to be in Kobe's shadow. They knew they weren't good enough. They knew they were trash. The Paul Georges of the world, these other players that didn't want to, basically, they knew they weren't good enough to exceed expectations, so they didn't want to come here. LeBron was the first one, and he got the wheels rolling. So shout out to Magic for that. Shout out to Bron, and shout out to AD for joining a part of a great franchise and becoming an extended part of this legacy. So that's how I feel about King James, man. That's why I have his jersey. I told you guys, I normally don't buy jerseys unless they accomplish something. Shout out to the homegirl for buying it for me, but I picked the King James jersey because I knew that as soon as he got here, he was going to deliver. And so far, so good, baby. Hey, Dan, is everyone playing tonight? Not everybody. Dwight Howard seems to be out with a sore knee. But everything else seems to be good, man, for now. If we get any updates, follow me on Twitter. I will retweet them as soon as they post. He said, Dan, is it normal for FanDuel to verify you by asking your driver license for your information? I used your link on Twitter. Yes, it's normal, man. All you got to do is take a picture of it because obviously they want to make sure that you don't have multiple accounts. So if you win a payout, right, they want to make sure that you don't enter the same tournament with multiple accounts because that obviously increases your odds unfairly, right? If you have, because like the tournaments I join, they're 5-cent tournaments. I'm a low risk, high reward type of gambler. So I only play 5 cents per entry and I play maybe $2 worth. So imagine if I got 40 entries times 2, I think 40 is the max for certain tournaments. So that's the reason they want to verify your driver license to make sure that each account is legit and it is truly you and not two of you using different accounts. But yes, it's legit, man. FanDuel, DraftKings, all that good stuff. Anybody who wants the link, hit me up, man. Y'all be hooking me up as well. We both get $10 for free. You have to deposit nothing. I believe as soon as I joined, I got the 10. I didn't deposit crap. I think you get a bonus if you deposit, like another bonus, but that's up to you. He said, we're going back-to-back chips. I believe that. I believe that the Lakers can do it. But remember, one at a time, baby. Let's not overlook this one to get to the next one because that's how you lose championships. You have to make sure that you're locked in. Once we get to the playoffs, one game at a time. There will be games that we lose that fans are going to come on here and they're going to be like, oh, my God, we're a fraud. We're not championship contenders. Blah, blah, blah. We're overhyped. They're going to overreact because it's the playoffs and because we're the Lakers. We're spoiled. We're used to winning. And I'm ready for that. Trust me, I got my shield ready. I'm ready to deflect all the hate and I'm ready to deflect all the overreactions. That's why you guys have me here, man. Level-headed Dan, and I'm going to bring you guys back down to reality. One game at a time, guys. We got this. That's what I'm going to say every single time there's an overreaction. So remember, you heard it here first. Overreaction is coming. We haven't been to the playoffs in years. People are, we're spoiled Laker fans, so we're desperate for a championship. I know it sounds really spoiled coming from a franchise that has 16 championships, but when you're a spoiled franchise, you want more, right? And can you blame us? Absolutely not. My man said, I just want Kuz to shine in the playoffs. I think he's primed and ready. Y'all seen what he's been doing so far in the bubble under these pressure situations? He's been hitting clutch shots. And I told you guys, I always felt like he was that type of player. And so far, he's making me look like gold, right? He's making me look like gold. Sure, he'll have some nights where he'll be off. That's normal. Everybody does it. I mean, LeBron has had it. AD has had it. But if we get a consistent Kuz in the playoffs, it's a wrap for anybody. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. That's the number one player I'm looking at come playoff time, man. I'm excited to see if he brings that clutch factor into the clutch moments in crunch time under high pressure situations. Now, I think he will. I think he's a primetime player. He's shown it to us before from the moment he was a rookie to now. So I think he's definitely going to step up to the plate and hit some home runs for us in basketball terminology. Then he said, we can't sleep on the Spurs for the A seed. Hey, man, I want a good matchup, whoever it is. I'm looking at Portland, and I'm hoping it's them because they're going to push us. They're going to push us in the first round, which is something a championship team needs to be battle-tested for when they get to the finals. We need that. He said, back-to-back chips, we will have the most chemistry going into next year. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But remember, if the teams are going to improve to match our skill set and our team chemistry, and they're going to improve to max our star power. So don't be surprised if we see some crazy blockbuster trade. If we do win the championship, especially to mirror or even try to exceed what we have. And then that's when Rob Pelinka is going to have to work his magic and get either better role players or another star or whatever. But for now, you don't fix it if it ain't broken. And I would love for this team to come back next year, especially if we win the championship. Now, if God forbid it, knock on wood, but if the Lakers for some reason fail to win the championship, then you can definitely expect moves. Because Rob Pelinka is a shark, and he's always swimming around the tank, man, trying to find some food. So I'm telling you right now, my man's gonna eat. He's gonna eat, and he's a shark. He said, "I'm gonna buy Lakers merchandise with my second stimulus check." By the way, yes, I can't wait for that, man. Hopefully you guys all get the stimulus early. I got mine late as heck, but hopefully y'all all get y'all's early. So that's what I'm hoping for. He said, Brooklyn getting KD and Kyrie back next year. So this is the year we have to win. I'm not afraid of Brooklyn. First off, we don't know how the chemistry is going to work between KD and Kyrie. They're both very questionable as far as character goes in the locker room, and you need good chemistry to win championships. That's number one. We don't know who's going to be the captain of that team. We know Kyrie has always wanted his own team, and KD naturally is an alpha. So we don't. That's another issue. And we don't know how healthy Kevin Durant's going to come back. Plus, Kyrie's always injury prone as well. So I'm definitely not afraid of the Nets. If anything, the one team we have to look out for, if they come back healthy with a first-round draft pick, and if they pull off a steal and trade that pick for another star, it's going to be the Golden State Warriors. That's the only team I'm looking at for next year as of right now. Now, things can change in the offseason, obviously, but for right now, not worried about the Nets. He said, in Rob Pelinka, we trust. I love it. I remember when I used to be in Mitch, we trust. And for a while, he was a very good GM. But I blame Jim Buss for not allowing him to do his thing. And so, unfortunately, sometimes you got to fall on the sword. He said, we need to get Devin Booker and Kawhi and Paul George killer. I highly doubt that the Phoenix Suns trade Devin Booker to us simply because they hate us. We've always... that one year when they were in the Western Conference with Nash, Amari, the last year they had Amari Stoudemire, they thought they were a championship contender. We beat them. Front offices don't forget, and they hate. Basically, we're a lot of teams' rivals in their own head, even though they're not rivals to us. We're a lot of their rivals. So, you saw how hard it was to pull off this AD trade, right? So, therefore, can you imagine Devin Booker with even less assets? It's going to be harder. So, he said, thank you for making me happy today. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys for making me happy today. He said, we need to get he said, Dan, what do you think about Skip making excuses about the Clippers losing to the Suns? Man, that's why I call him Flip Bayless, man. He flips and flops. And the same thing with Stephen A. Smith. Look, he had said now the Lakers were going to win a championship. Now, all of a sudden, for some reason, they lose, and now he wants to jump back on the Clipper bandwagon. I just don't understand him. Maybe he has Alzheimer's. I don't know, man. But I don't understand Skip Bayless. He's tripping, though. Seriously, Here's the thing. He critiqued us for losing to the defending champions just because they don't have Kawhi Leonard. Yet he gives a team that has Kawhi Leonard, right? He gives them a pass for losing to a lottery team. Like, does that make any sense to you? Like, you can't even compare. The Toronto Raptors are way better than the Phoenix Suns. You know what I'm saying? Like, he trashed us for that game, and the Clippers get a pass. And matter of fact, he's encouraged by them fighting back. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. I lost all my respect for Skip Bayless simply because of his hate for LeBron won't let him see the light. Won't let him see the light. And sometimes you can hate a player. That's fine. But you got to respect his greatness. And you have to basically respect it, man. He said Raptors is garbage. Not really. Raptors aren't garbage. If you've been watching basketball, Rody, you would know that the Raptors aren't garbage. They're a top 3 team in the East for a reason. And the East is no joke this year. So, yeah, no. The Raptors are not garbage. They beat us. They're a good team. But they had strength where we had weakness, and that's around the perimeter. He said Giannis and AD equal Lakers dynasty. I think that's you know what, Max? I'm dreaming about that. Now, as of right now, it's just a pipe dream for everybody in the league because Giannis is still a buck. And as long as he's a buck and they have championship aspirations, it's a pipe dream. But if the Bucks, and here's another team we have to watch for in the playoffs this year. If the Bucks fail to get to the finals, anything short of the finals, it's all but guaranteed that Giannis is leaving. Again, you heard it here first. That's just my prediction. My humble opinion, but I believe they must get to the finals. So I'm rooting against them to get to the finals. I'm rooting against them at all costs because I think that increases their chances of Giannis becoming a free agent. And then once Giannis is a free agent, we're going to hit up Magic Johnson, the master recruiter. We're going to hit up Rob Pelinka, and we're going to be like, work your magic, guys. Bring home the big fish. Because we get Giannis and Anthony Davis and even LeBron in his final years, it's over. We're winning. We're getting to 20 championships before any franchise. I'm telling you right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a wrap. Now, here the big question is, will Giannis want to share or does he want his own legacy? Because if he wants his own legacy, he's better off staying in Milwaukee. But if he wants to share and he doesn't mind joining one of the best franchises of all time, the best franchise of all time, correction, in the Lakers, and sharing some of the glory with AD and LeBron, then by all means, welcome Giannis. But if AD doesn't care about a great organization, wants to stay in a small market, but wants to build on his own legacy, then he's better off staying in Milwaukee, and I'll respect him for that. If he stays in Milwaukee, I'll respect him. I won't respect him, however, if he goes to the Golden State Warriors. That's a doomsday scenario for the rest of the league. The last thing we need to see is a glitch, trigger-happy Golden State Warriors with a beast in the paint like Giannis, because that's a nightmare for everybody. And the Lakers would have to match and then go trade for another superstar if that happened. But again, anything's possible. Way too early to tell. I'm not going to sit here in my delusional pipe dream and say it's in the bag. But if anybody has a chance to land a superstar like that, as you've seen in time and time again, it's the Lakers. Whether the haters hate on it or not. Just like they hated on us when we said we were going to land LeBron. Just like they hated us when, we said we were going to land Anthony Davis. But it all becomes a fact sooner or later. He said, I hope we don't start KCP and Green. I expect them to still continue to start, especially because we won. We're 2-1, so that I think that's the bottom line. Coach sees room for improvement, and as long as we're still on the winning side of things, I think he'll allow these guys, because they're veterans, some wiggle room to make mistakes and have bad games. However, I do expect these guys to have a better game today. If they don't have a better game today, then we will all be clamoring for a change in the lineup by next game. And I think if they don't have a good game today, I think then Frank Vogel will have no choice but to at least look at that. Right now, he's not even looking at a roster change. I'm telling you that right now. A lineup change, sorry. He said, I don't want Giannis in LA because the league would be ruined. Not at all, Bubba. Not at all. And here's the thing. I'm telling you right now, the league is never ruined. Everybody thought that it wouldn't be competitive with Golden State. But Golden State, even though they won 2 out of 3, they got a couple of scares along the way, and it remained competitive. So, yes, the regular season wasn't as competitive. They ran through the West. But everything else, man, they almost lost. They almost lost a couple chips. So, the league always finds a way to adapt. But I would understand if you don't want to see Giannis on the Lakers for the purpose of the league being more competitive. I get that. But at the same time, the league always adapts. They do. He said LeBron will be in his final years. Exactly. That's why it evens out just a little bit more. But still, to his point, it isn't fair to have AD and Giannis in their prime. Like, that's insane. You said Memphis lost? Yeah, I know. And so that battle for the AC remains intriguing. Is a home court advantage doesn't matter at all. But I think that's an advantage and a disadvantage for all teams. But it's a disadvantage for those that had number 1 seed. It's an advantage for those with the lower seeds. But yes, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got about 11 minutes till tip off. I'm going to go get ready, man. I'm going to put the nacho dip in the microwave and all that good stuff. But that's going to wrap it up for me. Make sure to smash the like button. It truly helps the channel. If you already haven't, please subscribe. Join the Laker family, man. Always the most interactive Lakers channel on YouTube. So make sure you guys join that. And as always, look for me on Postgame because I will definitely be here as soon as the game ends. So peace out, guys. Much love, and I'll see you guys after this hopeful victory.